This is a demonstration of the new groups feature in vCenter 5.6. A lot of customers have been asking us for the possibility to create their own groups in vCenter operations so that they can manage a subset of their environment or a very specific part with very specific rules. And we have done just that. So if you look in World, you see that I have a new icon here except for the hosts and clusters and the data stores, and this icon is actually the groups. And you see besides the World icon that I have a new actions menu, and of course I can create a new group. I can give it a name. I'll call it video test, a description of course, and the type is a bit confusing, but that's for you to use. It's a classification that you can make of your group. So I've created a category align test already, so I'll put it in here. And policy, I'll show you in a minute, but basically everything that was under the configuration tab before is now a policy that you can apply to a group. So groups can be nested, and a group can inherit the policy from the parent or can have a very specific policy. In this case I'll say use the default policy. And the membership type can be dynamic or manual. Manual being a group where you statically add the objects that you want in the group. Dynamic, you define your own rules to establish the group. So let's say dynamic, that's the most exciting to see, and you want automatically group members to be updated. So I now can establish the search criteria, like I want to have as a first criteria object type to be equal to well, let's say a virtual machine, for example. So the first rule is if the object type equals a virtual machine, and then I have a second criteria, and I can say, well, the second criteria is if the power state equals powered on. So this would basically select all my virtual machines that are running. And if you build a search criteria, you can click on preview to get an overview of all the machines that you select automatically now in this case. You can go further and you can filter objects to always include in the group. Like let's do something silly and always include the host Stella in the group, and of course objects to always exclude. And then you click next, you get an overview of everything you selected. You get an overview of the group members, all the powered on VMs I selected, and the Stella vSphere host, and that's basically it. It is saving my group now. Alright, now you see that under the category align test, the group video test has been added, and I get a dashboard for that and environment. So little overview. This is everything in the group video test. Okay, members. You see why this comes in handy now. These are all the members that were selected automatically and the Stella server. So this is a custom group that I can see. The dashboards have not been calculated yet because this is a new group. I have to wait for them to be recalculated. But things like analysis are available on a group. Things like reports are available on a group. And of course, as I said, you can change completely the configuration, because everything that was under configuration is now a policy. So you can make a whole lot of different policies and have different policies for each group. So for example, if you want to have a production group with certain alert settings that are completely different from your development environment, this is where you do it, because even your batch thresholds can be different, or even your calculations for capacity and time remaining can be completely different, as can be the alerts. certainly think that this is going to be a killer feature of vCenter Operations 5.6.